Hey everyone, time for another postcard, and today we're traveling light and heading to the port city of Marseille in southern France. You don't have to plan big for this one, as there's plenty to see and do right at the heart of the city, so let's have a look. Marseille is France's oldest city and second most populated behind Paris. It's also listed as being one of Europe's oldest continuously inhabited settlements. This city can easily be tagged onto any trip while you visit other southern France cities such as Montpellier or Nice, or the small nation of Monaco. First things first, you do not have to travel far in this city to get a glimpse of what it has to offer. As with every visit, you have to start in Old Port because it has tons to offer. Lining the pleasure boat-filled harbor is a massive promenade covered with former warehouses dating back to the 18th century. Today, these warehouses are now converted into restaurants, cafes, and bars where you can easily eat and drink away an afternoon or two. Keeping it close, and I mean really close, you can knock these three sites off your list: Fort Saint-Jean, the Museum of Civilizations of Europe and the Mediterranean, and the Marseille Cathedral. Fort Saint-Jean was built in the Middle Ages to defend Marseille and offers a great splash of culture as you first enter the harbor. It's a fully restored historical monument that can't be missed. Recently, in an effort to rejuvenate the area, the fort was connected by a footbridge to the eccentric neighboring building and the next attraction, the Museum of Civilizations of Europe and the Mediterranean. Built in 2013, the same year Marseille was designated as a European Capital of Culture, the museum boasts an amazing collection of art history, archaeology, and contemporary art, combined with anthropology and history surrounding the Mediterranean. Clearly, in the backdrop of these two sites, you'll notice the massive Marseille Cathedral. A short walk will take you to the base of this 19th century cathedral that spans 142 meters, with its main tower reaching up to 70 meters. This national monument is one of the largest cathedrals in France and definitely requires a visit. Venturing inland from Old Port, a visit to Marseille's Notre-Dame de la Garde is a must. This basilica is hard to miss as it towers 150 meters over the city with a golden statue of the Virgin and Child at its top. Feel free to walk, but for a more relaxing journey, take the tourist train from Old Port. Also inland is the Palais Longchamp. This is a great place to relax, with its surrounding park and gardens being dubbed one of the most notable in France. The monument was created to commemorate the completion of over 85 kilometers of aqueducts from the Durance River, which provided Marseille with clean drinking water during the cholera epidemic of 1835. It also houses the Museum of Fine Art and the Marseille Museum of Natural History if you're looking for a more educational visit. Lastly, while making your way back to the port, make sure to venture up La Corniche. This street weaves along the coast with amazing views the entire way. If you want to make an afternoon of it, you can easily walk along the road and really soak it in. Making a pit stop at Les Vallons des Offres, a traditional fishing village complete with shanties and that old school character, is a must. Also looking towards the sea, you'll find the Chateau d'If, a fortress and former political prison made famous by Alexander Dumas when he penned The Count of Monte Cristo in 1844, which was later brought to the big screen. As you can see, there's plenty to do in this city, but just enough in close proximity that a one-day layover might be enough to scratch that itch to visit. Just don't get too caught up in the tourist traps that you don't check out the more traditional sites like Le Panier or the market areas of La Plaine and Noailles. Okay, I'm definitely going to keep this city in my back pocket for any trip to Southern Europe because it's worth the stop, especially with limited time. Thanks again for watching, and feel free to check out some other videos I have. Hopefully they inspire your next travel plans.